Perfect. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's session. Thanks for joining us. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that the land we identify as RT09 is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Huron-Wendat peoples. RT09 and the Indigenous Tourism Ontario honor and respect the land, the people, and the treaties. We are extremely thankful for the original tour guides of these lands and all that they have shared. All of those that reside, work, and play on these lands are treaty people, and we must honor the treaties in a mutually beneficial and equitable manner. With 1 in 5 Indigenous people in Canada living in Ontario, we believe working together in a mutually beneficial manner will help all Ontarians prosper through the joint development of the tourism industry. Ontario is home to one of the largest Indigenous tourism industries in Canada. RT09 and ITO are pleased to be working side by side together and under an MOU to help advance the Indigenous tourism industry in Ontario. As an ally to Indigenous people and a partner of Indigenous Tourism Ontario, RT09 will commit to improving the socioeconomic conditions of Indigenous people through tourism by creating space for Indigenous people to tell their stories on their terms. Now, I'm just going to touch on a couple of housekeeping notes before we get started this morning. First, the workshop's being recorded and it'll be available for viewing after today's session on the RT09 website, and it'll be posted on our social media channels later today too. There will be a question period at the end. So if you have any questions during the presentations, feel free to pop them in the Q&A box or the chat. The Q&A box is an anonymous one if you prefer, or just put it into the chat window and we'll get to them at the end. You're also going to receive an email following today's session with a quick 2-minute survey. If you're able to spare some time to review the session, that would be greatly appreciated. And now I'm going to pass it over to our lovely friends who are running the ADaPT program at the Toronto Metropolitan University. So Charles and Edmund, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you very much there, Meg. That was amazing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So my name is Edmund. I am the Manager of Partnership Development for the ADaPT for Black Youth program specifically, and a career coach. And this is Charles. Hello, Charles, to introduce himself here as well.
Thanks, Edmund, and great to see you all today. Thank you for joining our webinar. I'm Charles Finley. I'm basically supporting the work placement team at the Diversity Institute with a focus on our ADaPT program.
Awesome. So we are going to dive right in. I'm going to share my screen and we can get started here. Right. Perfect. Can everyone see my screen here? Charles, you can see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Perfect. So, of course, we are here representing the Diversity Institute, which is a research institute within the Toronto Metropolitan University, specifically the Ted Rogers School of Management here. So, again, partnership development and Charles, program advisor, we're going to discuss all of our training programs specifically within ADaPT. So we'll jump right in to our agenda for today. So we'll be discussing the overview and the background of the programs, the DI programs as well, the demographics between each of the programs that we have here, as well as the employer curriculum. So of course, what's happening in the program, what are the participants being taught? Of course, then we move into the employer benefits. Why is it beneficial for you as employers to engage in this program? And of course, a Q&A, the almighty Q&A, which I'm very excited to jump into, to really get into your questions and thoughts about the program. So we'll jump right in. So of course, the Diversity Institute, once again, we're based in the Ted Rogers School of Management. Really important to note that the Diversity Institute is an action-oriented research center, and we really take those words to heart. We really go through various gamuts in all levels of government to really undertake research that really advances diversity and inclusion in the workplace. We go ahead and develop customized strategies, programming resources as seen here, and we conduct various different programmings all across Canada, actually, with the Women in Entrepreneurship Knowledge Hub into various inclusion programs. And we are designed to push advanced diversity and inclusion strategies and opportunities forward in the workplace, because we believe that, of course, with 90% of all companies in Canada being SMEs, it's important to have an enriched, diverse, and inclusive workspace to better our environment. And so that's what we are based on here. And we move forward. So what is the ADaPT program? So the ADaPT program is actually an acronym for the Advanced Digital and Professional Training. So really briefly, and so essentially what that does, it includes work integrated skills and development and the second part, which is a really exciting part, is the work placement program. So not only do we provide training for youth and for people or participants who join our program, that we have the opportunity to go ahead and put them into work placement opportunities, which is not only amazing for the participants because they get to, of course, build on their learnings practically, which we all love, but for the employers as well to have individuals who are ready and hungry to essentially produce their practical knowledge on paper. And it's an amazing opportunity that we can, of course, bridge our participants to the employments. And one of the amazing things is it's for no cost. It's absolutely free for the participants to join in. And that's really an amazing opportunity for them. Now, moving forward, these are the programs that we have in place. So we have 3 different programs here, which I'll discuss with you about. And today in particular, we'll be discussing as well the Black Youth Action Plan. So this is tailored. What we do is we have, based in Ontario, we train youth ages 15 to 29, and we'll touch on demographics further into this presentation. Essentially on mentorship, we provide mentorship, skill building workshops, and we really aim to empower young individuals to take their learnings and really thrive in professional environments and really set everyone up on their journey to success and jumping onto the employment ladder. We move to the ADaPT for Success program, which is training participants in critical in-demand job skills. We're looking at things immediately right away in communication, creativity, innovation. We touch on digital skills, and we go into things that are looking forward-facing in the future, of course, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. And we really take a practical approach in the ADaPT for Success program, identifying resume building and career strategies for the participants. Of course, how can they develop their programming, their profiles online with LinkedIn, and have interviewing. We interview them for success, which is amazing opportunities for them. Really getting practical knowledge in the workplace and really being able to submit to roles that are current and right away, which is really great. Of course, and we have what we call the ADaPT Core program, which is where the program really started with, which is a national skills development and work placement program. So from coast to coast, we take essentially what is embedded in both of ADaPT for Success and the Black Youth Action Plan all in one. We put this together from coast to coast, providing opportunities and connecting individuals to employers throughout Canada, which is amazing and something that we're looking to continue, of course. So we'll be discussing the demographics for the different participants as well. So Black Youth Action Plan specifically speaks to Black participants residing in Ontario, ages 15 to 29. And that's broken up, of course, into different regions as well. The GTA, of course, the Kingston area, which is an amazing area, of course, and different areas across Ontario where we can speak to. But we really want to engage the local community, and we do that through various different partnerships with the local educational institutions and different programs and the like to draw up the participants engaging in the program. The ADaPT for Success, once again, these are participants across Canada with no age restrictions. So the ADaPT for Success follows the ADaPT core mantra with participants across Canada, but specifically with no age restrictions here. And the Advanced Digital Professional Training, the ADaPT core, is really aimed and geared to final semester, final year students and post-secondary graduates, kind of belonging to equity deserving groups across Canada. That's what the ADaPT core focuses on. And we really cover a wide gamut throughout all of the different programs here. And we're moving forward into a bit of background on the program. And so it was launched in 2014 by Dr. Wendy Souquier, which is our executive director of the program here. And so it is based in Toronto Metropolitan University. It's open to absolutely all graduates from any university and college, as made mention with our work in Kingston, working with SLC and Queen's University and the different areas and regarding there. We're very much open to everyone, regardless of where they are coming from. I also want to make note as well This was originally provincially funded in Ontario, but now it's federally funded through FSC, the Future Skills Center. So this program has scaled nationwide. I also want to make note that it is in that same light. We'll speak to funding a bit further, but just making note that it is federally funded, so it wouldn't kind of restrict any provincially funded opportunities that you're engaging with already. The ADaPT program expanded in the fall of 2020 to the Atlantic provinces 2021, and we further expanded out to British Columbia. And so we really are all throughout Canada, which is really exciting, helping youth and engaging employers. And so the ADaPT program specifically, the ADaPT core, what we look at it is, just wanted to kind of show you what the stream would look like. And we can look at the first piece as the final semester student or graduate from ADaPT core, but once we know that it could be any Black youth ages 15 to 29 or anyone, no age restrictions across Canada. They go through our programming here from ADaPT training and career coaching. This is where they engage with the curriculum, as well as we are providing resume building strategies and career strategies for success. This is where we also engage them in developing their profiles online. So that goes through various different timings, and we'll speak on the timings further in curriculums. But from there, once what we call them, they get their badge, which is amazing, always looks great online, where they've gone through the curriculum, they've gone through the full training. Now we move into the work integrated learning opportunities. And we take a really good approach with this by providing conversation points with the participant, really understanding what their needs are, where they'd like to be in terms of their opportunities. And then we circle back with employers where we are engaging with constantly and really understanding their needs. So in regards to your needs, what are you looking for specifically? What type of level of accomplishment in terms of understanding knowledge base that where are you looking for your participants to be in? We really want to get into the specifics of it to provide the best possible match for you as employers coming into this and providing a smooth opportunity for both of you moving forward. And we have a really, really sensational 90% placement rate throughout our program. And what's really good on that, I really want to make note as well, that in terms of the placement rate is one thing where we're placing individuals, but even just as it sits right now, we're talking about a very, really high. I did a calculation based off the ADaPT for Black Youth program. In terms of the participants and employers I've spoken to already, we're at a 98.73% success rate in terms of employers who have had no problems with any participants in regards to any work that needs to be done or presented as well, which is great. We really love that. And so that's something that we really are prideful of, where we really take our time to match employers, and we really match the participants as well to provide the best situation. So delivery modes, of course, this is how we deliver our curriculum. In the ADaPT for Success program and ADaPT core, as well as ADaPT for Black youth, how we run things traditionally is 2 live Zoom workshops per week, so 1.5 to 3 hours. This is during their learning periods. And then career coaching sessions would happen sporadically as needed. And what we would do as career coaches would reach out periodically and really get to know each and every one of our participants. And we go through a schedule as well to really reach out with them, understanding their specific needs. And then online modules as well. 2 online modules are released per week, and there are weekly check-ins with the participants to make sure that they're on top of the game. But when you're engaging in a program like this, where we're looking to get you roles, we have no problems with individuals who are looking to really engage with us as well. And we also provide LinkedIn Learning license for 6 months. This has also been shifted to add in Coursera, which is amazing. So we have Coursera licenses that we provide to our participants as well. So that opens up a world of knowledge for courses that they can go ahead and provide and gain more interest and information on, which is always great. The delivery structure. So we're looking at an 8 weeks duration for the virtual classroom. So 2 live Zoom workshops per week for every Tuesdays and Saturdays. This is done on the ADaPT course side, pre and post work, in terms of things that would be needing to be done in preparation for the learning. We really take a really full advanced approach to the modules that we're presenting. Career coaching sessions are also inclusive of that, employer sessions and surveys as well. for the participants, for them to really understand and get a full, we love the full feedback loop, understanding where things can also be better. So we're always constantly improving the program to make it as efficient as it needs to be and as effective as it needs to be for the participants that are engaging. The online modules follow the same type of 8-week duration, 2 online modules released per week, and we maintain the same weekly check-ins and employer sessions as well to really maintain that wraparound support, what we like to call them, to make sure that no participants left out. Also wanted to make note of these demographics as well for the field of studies. I think this is important. So over 100 post-secondary institutions are represented, as made note that we're not just solely TMU participants coming through this program. We are Canada-wide, and in some instances we are worldwide, of course, because we're accepting individuals with no age restrictions and no specific notions that they have to have been schooled in Canada as well. So it's amazing opportunities for them. Arts, communications, designs representing nearly 48%, management 34%, and STEM 16.87%. So we are widely represented throughout various different disciplines, which makes opportunities for you in terms of any specific need that you would need. More often than not, we have an individual who's ready to fulfill that. And if they are not fully equipped, we have our licenses and our learnings that we help essentially get them up to speed to be able to go ahead and assist your needs. The diversity groups as well. We're looking at 82% belonging to diverse groups, which is always incredible. About 54% are women, 41% racialized. And then anyone who's responding we really encourage the openness and, of course, our filling of surveys. So 2SL, LGBTQ+, 6.39%, pre-vote disability is 4.01%, and Indigenous 1.13%. Always something we're looking to work on to build up forward and engaging with all of our communities. And this is an incredible spread that we see here that allows really the essence of the diversity to be showcased through the program. Speaking to the digital skills, so what are they learning? What is actually happening in the ADaPT program? So we speak on these digital skills here: introduction to HTML coding, data analytics with Excel, and you see it going down the line to various different disciplines: Adobe Illustrator, Google Analytics, quantitative methods with Excel. We also want to make note that it's not just the hard skills that are being taught, but the professional skills as well. How can we make sure every participant's up to speed for that working journey that they're going to embark on? So we're talking communication skills, networking, business writing, personal branding, career development strategies, and project management. These are things that are going to enable them to be as successful as they are with their hard skills, as well as the actual practical things that are needed for the day-to-day to make sure that those hard skills are being translated to the way that is necessary for the modern environment. And that's what we're looking to do here with both, and we see it as a balanced curriculum here. So talking to the benefits. So we've spoken on the curriculum, we've spoken on this is what's happening with the participants, how they're engaging with the actual modules and their demographics on the participant side. But what is it, the bottom line is, how does it benefit you as SMEs? So what can we offer in that respect? So we're talking highly personalized guidance program that I illustrated. We take care of all of the HR position from that understanding. We are sending you vetted resumes. So not only are the resumes going to be prepped, of course, reviewed, discussed on, engaged, tweaked, and brought up to speed. We talk about virtual interviews as well on our side, getting them prepared, and then virtual interviews for you as well to make it very streamlined. And then on the other side, in terms of the wage subsidy, which we'll be speaking to in a bit more further, with the work placement opportunity, we have the opportunity to provide a wage subsidy, acting as a rebate for your needs in regards to providing for these individuals. We send you an expedited SWIP application as well with our partners working with Technation. So all in all, we're looking at a sourcing top tier entry level talent. These are individuals who are ready and hungry and willing to be as effective and efficient in the workplace as possible. There's no cost to access the program, of course, and we're sending you qualified graduates with in-demand future skills. So it's an amazing opportunity, all in all. Speaking to the wage subsidy, which is an incredible opportunity. So we are working with our partner Tech Nation, longstanding since our inception for the program, with the Career Ready program. And so what this looks like is you are eligible to receive up to $7,000 or 70% of the contract value in wage subsidy. And the allotment periods are winter, spring, and fall. So funding until March 2024 has actually been edited. So it's actually funding until April 2024. So we have the opportunity to go be funded all the way until April. Reimbursed at the end of the allotment period. As made known, it works in a rebate format. So the access to wage subsidy by the adapters into ICT roles as well, which is amazing. So the wage subsidy is available for various different forms, and we want to make note that it is quick and painless. So the application form is 15 minutes. The process is from there. It's sent off to the participant that you've selected and approved. They fill out their portion as well. A wage subsidy confirmation number is populated. You would forward that to me, and I would send that off to our Tech Nation contacts. From there, it's an immediate response of okay, it's been noted, and that process will be expedited within 1 to 2 business days. So from there to participant placement. So these are successful placements that we've had in various different sectors of the work industries, of course. So e-commerce coordinators, data analysts, marketing, of course, is large, technical business development representatives, project coordinators, software developers. We're also looking at placing bookkeepers as well. Of course, it is that tax season, and we have individuals who are right from accounting courses ready to, of course, assist in whatever needs be. Finance administrators as well in that batch. And so we are coming in on various different programs as well. So these are there, and I want to make note that it's not just these jobs that we're providing skilled touches for, but for the Adapt for Success program, we're touching all aspects of society and service and hospitality to anything that is necessary as well. They're able to go ahead and engage on that as well. Charles, I see you unmuted. Would you like to join in?
Just to mention, Edmund, that for also with our Adapt for Success program, they don't have to be recent graduates. They can be high school graduates. It's it's a little bit more open in terms of who qualifies for the program, and as you mentioned, the jobs are a bit more open as well. Especially, I'm thinking for the tourism operators who we may have on this call. You may have these kinds of roles that are on the slide, but you may also have front of house roles or like seasonal roles as the tourism season is coming up. So our Adapt for Success program can accommodate some of those roles that you may have.
Absolutely. And so these are some of our employment partners made note here as well. So various different levels of opportunities in these, but of course, we are open, as Charles said, to various different levels of opportunities. We're all open. So we just wanted to talk really briefly about the impact as well. Since 2014, ADaPT has trained over 1,500 participants, 82% belong to diverse groups, 88% participant satisfaction rate, which is actually which is amazing. We're talking in conjunction, for instance, 2014, just this year, when I did my calculations for ADaPT for Black youth, we're sitting at 98, which is one program, but that tells you more than enough that you're looking at that this is we take the job of career coaching and placing and matching very, very seriously with very high touch points to ensure that the right participants are getting to the right opportunities. And we stay in touch and contact to make sure that things that may wrinkles can be smoothed out as soon as possible. And so, of course, 36 core cohorts to date, which we're really proud of, and that 90% historic placement rate. So, of course, once again, I want to say thank you all for listening to the presentation. I'm very much open now to my favorite part, which is Q&As. I want to hear from you on your thoughts and any questions that you have. Charles and I are more than ready to answer.
I was going to say, I don't see any quite yet in the chat, but this is your opportunity. If you're watching and you're interested in program or how you can tap into the program, this is your opportunity to ask some questions. It is a great program. It offers such a good accent to what you're already doing. So if you are an employer who wants to provide a little bit of extra value to your employees in terms of training, this is a great opportunity to tap in. It gives you an opportunity to actually get some funding, and it gives your employees another skill. So awesome opportunity. Edmund and Charles, are you comfortable sharing your contact information that if someone has questions, they might be able to reach out and ask questions?
Absolutely, absolutely, no problem. We can put that in the description, in the chat as well. I also wanted to make note, and something we didn't have here is something that I put together as well, what we call the ADaPT Lite program. I want to make note of that as well. So if you are working with individuals, for example, in the ADaPT for Black youth section, so any Black individuals ages 15 to 29, you're currently working with, we can actually go ahead and provide that. We provide the online training for them, and we can provide that wage subsidy as well. So they don't have to be any participants that we have as well, any individuals that you're working with. We can go ahead and provide that opportunity as well. And that extends to the ADaPT core situation as well. So we're very much open to that. So if you are working with any individuals, Black ages 15 to 29, once again, we can definitely go ahead and provide the access to the upskilling training as well as the wage subsidy as well.
Perfect. So if you are already working with somebody who falls into that category, it's perfect timing. You have until the end of March. This is your opportunity to get some extra training and a wage subsidy for them. I see Charles has put the email address into the chat box. So if anyone has any questions, you can reach out to them directly. I don't see any questions coming in. You might end up getting a bunch after. We're going to share this recording and we'll share it with our whole audience. So hopefully we have a whole bunch of people who are looking for some extra training opportunities for their staff, because it is an awesome opportunity, right? They don't have to be in person. It's all online.
Absolutely. And we're talking about these different skills that could be very much beneficial to the organizations as well. So we're very much open with that, on top of hundreds of different courses available through Coursera.
Perfect.
And just
I was going to say, if you're not an employer and you're an employee, maybe you could also ask your employer about potentially getting into this program so that it's benefiting both of you.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say it's kind of designed so for the employer, who this call is for, it's really helpful in that if you're having trouble finding staff, perhaps in certain areas, we have a participant pool that we can draw on, that they've benefited from this training. They've also benefited, by the way, from one-on-one career coaching from our teams as well. So they sort of come in the door more prepared than maybe some of the other candidates for roles. And if you're having some trouble finding candidates in certain areas, we can certainly help with that, because we have the participant pool. And then at the same time, if we can partner with you around with the training that we do provide to your existing employees as well. And then we have the wage subsidies for some of the roles. If you're looking at roles, and we do have certain limitations around timing and things that we've got to work around. But, if you've got roles coming up that in the near future, that a little bit of additional subsidy might help you offer that role, that's something we can work with you on as well.
Perfect. So I do see a question in the Q&A box from Nancy. She's a very small business with no employees. Is there a way to tap into students in this program from someone who hires freelancers? So are your pool of potential employees, are some of them freelancers, or are they all looking for something that's permanent, perhaps? Do you guys know?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I can definitely answer. So it's definitely what we look at it as is we frame our program in a way for these participants to get onto the employment ladder, as we like to call it. So there's definitely no responsibility on as the employer side to take on anyone full-time after the program's specific ending dates. what we advise and based off our mandate is a minimum of 280 hours of work to classify as, so that if at that point, let's say 280 hours or 35 hours a week, that looks at about 2 months worth of work. And so you absolutely can go ahead and hire them in that aspect of a freelancer or a contractor in that respect, as long as it meets the minimum of 280 hours, which would look at 2 months.
And then our programs that don't have subsidies like ADaPT for Success, where there is actually no subsidy, we don't have that floor of 280 hours. So it can be a shorter period of time, and it can be structured as a contract role, that's a shorter term engagement, and that is fine as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the important thing to remember that is if you're looking for the wage subsidy portion, that is specific to Black youth 15 to 29 years of age, and that wage subsidy portion only comes in till March 31st of 2024. So anything else in the ADaPT wheelhouse is available going forward. And I think that if you're a tourism business, that you hire your employees shortly, it's coming up here, the tourism season, the busy season. This is something that you could do some research into right now, connect with Edmund and Charles and see what opportunities there are for when your summer staff come in, that you have the option to do some of this more formal training for them. So not only does it help build their skills, but then they can use those skills at your business, which will only help amplify what you're already doing. So I don't see any more questions. So make note of the email in the chat window for everyone here. I will maybe put a copy of it out with the recording so that anyone who's just watching the recording as a follow-up can also access the email address. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to Edmund and Charles directly. I'm also happy to field any questions and forward it along to them. If you end up responding to me with some questions about the program, happy to help get you guys connected. But if there's no other questions, we can give people about 30 minutes back.
Just the last thing I was going to say was, I know we've shared a lot of information today, a lot of details that, keeping it all straight can. So we do have the recording. So thanks, Meg, for sharing that back out. And then if you do send us an email, and if it's just simply you want to ask a question or a clarification, we also do have one-pagers we can share back to give more information on each of our programs. So to help clarify some of the details.
That would be great. I was going to say, I could probably link out to that in the follow-up email as well for people. So, and on our RTO9 page, I'll put a link out to the different programs and the information for them.
That's terrific. Thank you.
Perfect. So if nobody has any other questions, we'll let everyone go back to their beautiful day. I'm hoping that everyone's having the sunshine and plus 15 weather. And go out and enjoy your lunch outside, I hope. But thank you so much, Charles and Edmund, for coming and talking about this program today. I think it's a really great opportunity for not just employers, but also employees in the region. And I'm hoping you get some good uptake on it.
Absolutely.
So thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to follow up with Edmund and Charles. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you all.